Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're watching us from. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. Where else would we be but here on the DYOR Media Network? It is August 8th, 2024. One day closer to Christmas, one day closer to my birthday, which is next year, and one day closer to the day the sun goes supernova and takes care of everything. Won't have any problems after that day, that's for sure. Anyway, this is the time I normally say, welcome to my co-host Pedro Garcia, but he is not in the house yet. He's returning from New York City. He should be on the air any second now. And hopefully, Pedro, if you're still in the car, be in the comments. Anyway, good morning, Crypto Mike. Crypto Mike in the house with all sorts of interesting dudes there. And I can only say that middle guy looks like a screaming fish. Don't know. And there's Pedro. What's up, my peoples? He's coming. Don't worry, he's on his way. Yeah, he says, bro, I'm here. Bro, you're not here. Wow, my machine is going slow. You using the DYOR link, Pedro? Hold on, I gotta hit this button. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Garcia is actually in the house. I didn't hit the right button. It wasn't the usual button. It wasn't your mic button. That's the one I usually hit. I didn't hit the one to just start your feed altogether.
It's okay. Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you are sending my screen back. You're sending the I think you're sending the YouTube feed back to us instead of your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me go ahead and move this. For whatever reason, this should not have been over there. That should have been over here. There it is. Okay,
all right,
that's
ladies
weird.
And gentlemen, this is the time of the show where I say good morning to my co-host Pedro Garcia, the crypto analyst. Pedro, what's happening today?
What is up, dude? It is a good day, man. I am happy I was able to get taken care of the good old what do you call
passport?
Yeah, passport situation. Got that taken care of. Was able to knock down some other stuff that I've been trying to get knocked down. Was able to do it. Figured out a couple other things. So it's been a very productive morning. And I even started off kind of late. So it was kind of really interesting to sit there and be like, yeah, dude, I'm becoming more efficient. Woohoo! Like the drive into the city was good. I didn't deal with anything. Got up on a couple podcasts that I was trying to catch up on. So, yeah, it was good. It was really good. Things are well. How you doing, Tom?
I'm struggling. I forgot to reboot my computer this morning here. And so I'm not sure everything's working so great. Camera's a little jittery. The audio's a little jittery.
But you know what? You know what's the beautiful part behind that?
What's that, Pedro?
Is somebody's hitting that 100 thing down there. And I love it. Yeah, hit those hearts, hit those celebration things. I absolutely love it. What's up, Daryl Lawton? ¿Qué pasa, señor?
Matt Rhodes, what's happening?
Mr. Rhodes. I always think of Rhodes. When I think of Rhodes, you know what I think of besides actual roads? I think about billions and that awesome like rivalry that you have with Rhodes and with Axe is going after each other. Every time I see your name, I'm like, dang, we got
the
Mr.
show
Rhodes
Billions.
here. Yeah. Sorry, the show Billions. Yeah, hit those things, baby. Knock them out because that does somehow help. I mean, every time we've gotten new people, dude, somebody hit those things, and the more, and I swear it does something to the YouTube algorithm. I really do think so, man, because like it does something. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but that's just dope. Dude, yeah. So enough with that craziness. I'm kind of all over the place here. But I love when you have like, a really good
here to our feed.
Split broadcast.
Okay, let's just put that there. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I told you funny things were going on. Let's just put the put the starting soon screen back up here. Well, I have no idea what happens here.
And it's back. What's going on? What's going
You know what?
on?
What happened during just right now? My Explorer, the Windows Explorer process, Explorer.exe crashed.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That doesn't bode well for the future of the show today,
It is
Pedro.
not. I'm gonna believe good things. Do you want to just restart it real quick and we'll start it up, or do we want to press
Nah,
on?
let's just go ahead. We'll be able to
Press on.
press on here.
Fight the good fight.
Yeah, it'll be all right. I do have one thing that I'm trying to cover here this morning, and I'm going to post it in their room right now. Our friends with the old MFT 24, MAGA for Trump 24 group are relaunching as hair of Trump.
Of Trump.
They're launching right now, I believe.
Oh, wow. All right, cool. Do you want to air some of their stuff? Are we going to talk about their launch? Are we buying any?
No, I'm not. There's no powder in the keg to buy any, but we do own some from the old. They must have airdropped us or something. I don't know how that works.
Oh, nice.
But we'll find out. I think we had like $70 worth.
Well, I appreciate that they're willing to go out and give us some of that. Good job, hair of Trump.
Yeah, I'm having trouble finding their group though. Let's see. No, not search.
And while you're doing that, if you want to, we can go over just the normal stick that I talk about and then also Bitcoin. So if you guys don't mind, please hit that like, that share, and those heart buttons as you were doing. I really appreciate that so much. Please share us to your preferred social media, and or, as I always say, once you don't like as well, just simply because it allows our great content and slapstick humor to get out there to the rest of the world so that they can enjoy our mess ups, fouls, and information that we do knock out of the park.
As they say, laughs with gaffs. And you can complain, but we entertain.
So oh, yeah.
All right, Pedro, talk to us about this crazy thing called Bitcoin that has been down like crazy, and then it pumps like crazy, then it's down. New whales are selling, old whales are holding, prices all over the place. What's happening?
Great. So one of the things I talked about is after, I think it was Monday, right? We saw the sell-off coming in. And I said, I'd expect to see us bounce off of this price point off of the 50-period moving average, because honestly, it's a 50-period moving average on the weekly. It's like Mike Tyson, just taking it in on you. Bam! I mean, you're going to move. So this is where we're seeing that 50-period moving average price point push up. In additionally to that, though, I also said that we would probably go up into the supply area. So this area right here is an area that I expect to see some type of selling happen. In additionally to that, we have the 200-day period moving average sitting right in our zone. And so this isn't going to, I'm pretty positive we're not easily going to get through this area of 62.26 to that 61.548 area, simply because, well, there's sellers sitting there. And because there are sellers sitting there, we should then see a type of reaction. So I'm expecting to see that. Now here is on the 1 hour, you can see we have the 200-day period moving average on the 1 hour. Now, this is a significant resistance level. This is what I call a dynamic level, which dynamic means movement. So in that same sense, movement, it is a movement of supply that potentially we could see some type of intraday sell-off down to these lower levels. But on the higher time frames, we are coming up into that 200-period moving average, as we're seeing right here. So I'm expecting to see some type of sell-off at that level. Now, potentially, this could then just put the impulse move up, or the correctional move up, to go down with the impulse move down. And so in that same sense, I would expect to see some form of pullback to see then a push down. So be ready for that. Don't get overly like, yeah, just like everybody here was like, yeah, we're finally going up. And I said, no, we're not. We're probably going to put in a sell off leg down. And that is what we saw here. So I don't want you guys to get overly like bullish in this aspect of pushing up, right? It all depends if we can get through this 200 period moving average. Right now, we're in the ping pong effect, right? Higher time frames are fighting. Okay, so I just want to give you guys heads up so you know what's going on. Mr. Fuentes, ¿qué pasa, señor?
Tim Fountain, please check your Telegram DMs from me. I just coincidentally sent you one about this. You guys were supposed to launch during our show. You said you were going to launch at 12:30 or 1 or something like that. You postponed it. Now we can't cover it live. That's what we do. We do a live show.
¿Qué pasa, señor? Why are you doing that to us? You know, it's que bueno. All right, so the other thing behind this movement here is super important as we're looking. If this is going to come up and we're going to see some type of movement up, I want to see a stronger, I want to see a bigger. I want to see kind of a God candle here in a sense, right? Where it goes here. If we're going to see that next leg down, just like we kind of saw right here, right? This kind of push up. Right, I want to see something like that into this level. If not, we're probably going to go a little bit higher until we see the push down again. But I want you guys to be ready for that in case we do see something. If we do not stop here at this level, then that next level again that we're going to be seeing is up at this upper level here again. We should come up towards the old all-time high again around that 68,000 to put the next leg in up, to then drop it even lower to put the next leg in down, which would give us a lower low again. So be really interesting to see what happens there. But as of right now, that 200-day period moving average is going to act as some form of resistance in this level of resistance where we do have supply sitting right here. So be ready or be square.
All right, Pedro. While you were doing that, I was posting in the Hair with Trump group, and Tim, let me back up. So I didn't really listen to your Bitcoin thing that much. What's it doing? Is it going to go down to 44,000 or is it going up to 74,000? Which way are we going first? Coming into your zone or leaving your zone?
We should be going into our zone.
So even this pump that's going on right now. What do you got the chart up there? What do you got the daily?
Yep.
It's just a bull trap. It's just lulling people into.
It's just a bull trap.
Like we're back on, it's on, and then it's just they're gonna just rug pull us and bring us down to your zone, and then they're gonna buy it up to $100 million, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, we'll just go with $100 million. But Tim Fuentes, Pedro and I were investors in the MAGA for Trump thing. Well, not the. Was there an airdrop? How do we claim our tokens? For the new project. What's the deal?
Come and talk to us.
I could have just probably gone through the Telegram room, but now it's packed with people waiting for the launch. So, good job creating an interest. You didn't have interest in your old project; it was languishing, and you're like, "Let's relaunch this. Let's put some proper marketing into it." And now the Telegram room is like.
Oh yeah, are we seeing 1,000x? Is it going to be a 10,000x? You tell us. We're gonna put what do you call a poll out there? Hair with Trump. 100x, 1,000x.
I'm growing my Trump hair here so I can.
You are. Dude.
Huge.
It's huge. Look at it. It's bigly.
Jason Spurgis, what's happening? Thanks for joining the show.
What's up, Mr. Spurgis? Good to have you.
The other day we had your other half, or I should say better half here for a little bit. Today we've got you. You should both come. Hair is gonna surprise folks. Yeah, I know. I'm doing the hair here.
Oh yeah, look at that hair. Oh.
Last night yesterday I was quite busy. If you could see what's going on in the apartment preparing for Blockchain Futures Convention. So I was up late, sweaty, so I'm like, all right, I need to take a shower before bed. And I have a lot of hair, even though it's somewhat receding here as I get older. And I have to, if I don't condition it, it just flies all over the place. And I forget, it was late last night, and I'm like, and now, so I've got this just shit that just kind of goes everywhere like dead weeds. Not exactly Trump style, but I'm getting it out for Hair with Trump Day.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Airdrop here. There's the MFT or the hair stuff. Airdrop will be soon before launch. New time is 4 p.m. We had to get that marketing in. We'll get those people from that forum here and bomb the comments, and we'll talk about it more. Until then, goodbye.
The news hour. So let me ask you a quick question. So obviously we're going to be talking about Pump.fun here. Are we currently right now streaming on X just by...
We are streaming on X.
Awesome. So if you guys could, if you're on X there, if you could, give us a share, a like, retweet the room that we're in, that we're pumping for, because it's about our friend Pump.fun. They are Solana's 60% of the volume, and they are a juggernaut in the industry. Who would have thought?
Yeah, we've got 44 views over there already, but let's pump it up for Pump.fun, Pedro.
Let's go, guys. If you guys could go out there and pump it up. Pump it up. So on the back end here. So what are some of the latest news that we can sit there and say, dude, this has been a crazy... Actually, it started off as a crazy week, but it's been kind of just chilling,
yeah, I
right?
think the biggest news that affects our viewers here is the indecision by the Fed. And them not doing anything. You talked extensively about on Tuesday the bond market and all the underpinnings of the economy, as they say. I realized today we're kind of talking more about meme coin, Pump.fun type stuff, but the underlying asset called Bitcoin, it moves either with or in opposite to news from the U.S. government and to the news coming out of the U.S. government. And so when there's indecision, there's no guidance in the market, into what they call what's the guidance in the market? Like when the market opens, what's it going to be? Is it going to be, are we opening up? Are we opening down? What's going on? And Bitcoin ultimately drives almost every other project in the market. If there's no other news going on that's big, Bitcoin drives the other coins because the other coins are... altcoins are boring. There's nothing going on with them, right? Except when they have, like Solana, Pump.fun doing nutty things. If Binance is, buying their BNB coin back, there's interesting things going on. But other than that, the news as it relates to you guys for this is that without the Fed or giving the market guidance, everything just follows Bitcoin. And it drives me crazy to no end watching Caspa follow Bitcoin. Or Solana follows Bitcoin for a while, and then it doesn't, and then the volume drops off from Pump.fun people, and then it just follows Bitcoin again. It's maddening, Pedro. It's maddening. It's maddening. It's maddening. What can I say? But Pedro, you were bringing up the news for a reason. Is there a particular article that you had?
There is actually. So this is a little bit on a side note here. Now, many people have been talking about and waiting for the finishing of the XRP SEC lawsuit, right? So
close.
that was... Yep. Well, it looks like, on August 7th, a judge ordered Ripple Labs to pay $125 million, officially ending the SEC lawsuit. XRP's price soared 26% just hours. In this episode, we are going to talk a little bit about Pump.fun. So I want to talk about XRP as well. That was kind of crazy. 26% fun. This is, you can see here today, XRP is still kind of pumping a little bit off of the news, and this is going to be really interesting. If this makes new highs, it's got to put new highs in, and it's got to put in it with a good amount of volume here. Now, obviously, yes, it was a great volume day for XRP, obviously, right? Because finally this thing's over, and they can actually now get on and start putting money into the project and really get it going, right? Hopefully we'll see that happen. Now on the back end as well, and I think this is something to be paying attention to, there's everybody's been waiting for this, all right, let's go. I really expect to see if because that it's not a small community. Anybody who I know who is not even a crypto person but understands crypto fairly, they own Ripple. Like they absolutely own Ripple. So I wonder if just the news itself is going to get other new people to come in off of those friends who don't even know about any type of crypto, but they know what Ethereum is and they know what XRP is to see if this might drive the market up and blow through, and we could see some type of, because the amount of money that people have to come in, right? They have to buy USDC, and then from USDC they'll buy more Ripple, and then from buying more of Ripple they potentially could see it push up even higher.
Pedro,
So
I'm
this is
always surprised how many people own XRP. I mean,
yes.
especially the OGs in crypto. They're like, "Oh, I've got a
Mhm.
bag of that." And I mean, frankly, it's my opinion that when it was pumping in 2017, I mean, it pumped like nothing that you've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah,
And
right.
so everyone bought in, and then it tanked, and everyone's just holding their bags. And they're just waiting. And they're down. Most people are probably down a lot. I imagine if you did analysis of their holder list, a majority of the wallets are in negative territory, or they DCA'd and they're profitable, but only very little. They're waiting for the pump again, which is never going to happen again with Ripple. That's Tom's prediction.
Well, I would disagree with that.
It
And
may
just
go up a little bit, for a while and stuff like that.
well,
But I mean, they got to come up with. I mean, they're switching over to a business that generates cash from sales of their products. And once companies do that, their token languishes because there's no reason to own the token. There's and they're going to keep selling it until they make enough money on operations, and that's years away apparently. So, uh,
potential.
troublesome.
Also,
They're all still underwater. He says, "I'm with you on that, troublesome."
so also on other news, right? Just then, the New York Stock Exchange American has asked the SEC for approval for it to list and trade options for three Ether ETFs from Bitwise and Grayscale. So I think that's going to be another thing that will add. I mean, I hate the fact that we are really bringing in options in TriFi, really, but I think this will allow for a lot of money again to come into the ETF, and additionally to that into the coin itself, because ultimately we keep seeing as people go through and they start to learn about crypto, right? They start to understand it, and then they actually realize, holy crap, this is a phenomenal technology. This is I can't, and all of a sudden you start to see more money funnel in. So seeing people coming and them creating some type of um option strategy off of the ETF,
Yeah.
again, that's going to bring more attention to crypto from a TriFi standpoint. And again, causing more attention to be put into the actual spot coin. Because ultimately, I think that this brings the spotlight on crypto itself. So it's been one of those things I think is today. And Alameda settles $12.7 billion with CFTC. A New York judge has approved a $12.7 billion settlement between FTX, Alameda Research, and the CFTC, ending its 20-month lawsuit. The entire amount will be paid back to FTC creditors with no additional penalties imposed. So this is
Well, it was kind
something.
of duplicative. I mean,
Yeah.
the bankruptcy court already approved everything, and the CFTC had nothing left to enforce because the CFT can pound and scream all they want. Bankruptcy court's in charge of the whole thing, and so I think what the CFTC said was, we better make an announcement that we are settling the case against them and that they have to return all the money or else. Meanwhile, the bankruptcy court has already gone pa-chunk, rubber stamped it, said we're returning all the money.
Yep.
But that's good. It's good what you were talking about XRP, about Ripple. Um, as much as I'm down on their token, and frankly, I'm down on their company too. I don't like what they do. I don't like that they push CBDCs on everybody and all that type of stuff. And the lobbyists. I'm gonna at this blockchain conference tomorrow or next week, Pedro. You're gonna see Ripple's lobbyists there, and how they are pushing the Canadian government for CBDCs and all that type of stuff. Even though the
Wow.
Canadians came out and said, "Look, we're not spending any money on that shit. We don't need it. We already have plenty of cash. Everyone's got a visa. Canada, they have this thing called the Interact card. It's a debit card that all the banks use the same one, and it works everywhere. You can pay everywhere with it. There's just no need for a CBDC, and it's just ridiculous. Yet Ripple's out there going, "We need to have a central bank needs to be in control of all that stuff."
Yeah.
Nope.
It's gross. It actually makes me actually pretty upset about what they're actually trying to do, and they're almost like backstabbing. So ultimately, when I think about like all the OGs who still have it, man, part of me is almost at a point where it's like, why? Like they literally made themselves the enemy of crypto in that sense, because the idea behind the CBDCs is literally counterproductive of what we stand for. So
I mean, any
it's
other project,
yeah,
any other
yeah,
project that just languishes and sells their tokens for hundreds of millions of dollars a year just to fund their operations would go to zero in minutes in the current climate. Yet Ripple can do no wrong. It's like, well, Brad says this, and Brad, I'm not bashing your company too much. I'd love to have you on the show, but but every other project would go to zero. Yet they go along, token goes up. They have good news. They pump it, and then it goes down because I'm sure Ripple says, "Hey, our token's up. Let's sell some of the tokens from our foundation." But anyway, the point is that the government, if you guys recall, the government said, the courts said that when Ripple sold their tokens direct to individuals and to companies, it was a security sale, and by any definition, it really was. They sold, stuff to the public. It wasn't just their small group of friends and a private investor group. It was out to the public. They sold it. Should have registered with the SEC. They didn't, and they could have, but they didn't. But the sales of the token on exchanges are perfectly legal, not a security anyway. So the SEC said, you guys got to pay a $125 million fine. Ripple said, no problem. Sell. Boink. Took $125 million out of the liquidity pool. Sending it to the SEC. So that part of the case is done. So in essence, there is no more part of the case. I mean, there's still some paperwork to be done and some I's to be dotted and stuff. But Pedro, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's over.
it is over.
So I led you into this one, Pedro. Why is the token not going through the roof? People have been saying for years, when this thing ends, XRP is going to go to $5, $6, $10, $100. It's gone to, what's it at now, 40 cents?
62 cents.
62 cents.
And it happened yesterday. So it was, I believe it was yesterday that they did it. I think it's just something, I don't.
Anton Golub, welcome to the house.
Oh shoot, it's Anton. What up, dog? Oh.
Rough markets. Sorry, let's talk to Anton a second, Pedro. Rough markets a few days ago. Is it macro or technical reasons? I think you know the answer to this, Anton. Anton works for an exchange. He's worked for market makers. It is you guys pulling the strings. That's what it is.
Well, it's partly fundamentals. I mean, the idea is on Friday we came out, we started seeing the sell-off happen in the S&P 500 here.
Right.
We all know that large institutions are very much involved in crypto now, and they kind of trade simultaneously in the same sense. And when I see a sell-off with the whole entire market, and all of a sudden I see gold go up, right? On Friday, and then the markets open up, right? We were watching the sell-off in the crypto market all throughout the weekend. We were very, into Sunday evening. It was a bloodbath, right? So the reality is, after the unemployment numbers that happened in America and that came out, was very clear, like, oh shoot, we really are going down, and there's a slowdown in the economy. There is, listen, I'm not a fundamentalist. I can't sit there. I went to school and all this stuff, but it seemed very black and white, And then finally on Monday we had what was the it was a mixed bag of report. What was it? I think it was isms. The manufacturing stuff. Yep. And we started seeing that, things were a little bit unbalanced, right? So it was, like I said, it was good and bad. It wasn't one of those things. Whereas like you can't hide this stuff anymore. The government understands they can't hide this stuff anymore. After you revise something, 6 times, 5 times over months, right? And everybody keeps looking at it going, wow, dude, this is really bad. But you report a number that is like trash.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You report a number that's amazing or okay, and then so it's just like you can't. I don't think they
Government
can mess
revises
with
it
this.
down the next month.
Yeah, and the month after that, and
Anyway,
then 2 weeks after that.
Anton says, I thought crypto was holding up quite well considering equity markets and yen moved like crazy and then it all dumped.
Correct.
And that's very correct. And if you, like we say every day on this show, not every day, but every week or so, zoom out on the chart. If you zoom out on Bitcoin, the whole crash from 64,000 down, it even wicked down into the 49s.
Yep.
When you zoom out for the past year and a half, it's still just like a little dump at the top, and it's got a little bit more to go, apparently. Pedro says it's going down into the 40s again.
Yeah, should.
Unless the government announces something amazing, which just causes people to throw money into it. And then a new level will appear above that for it to dip down into one day. But I agree that it is, the macro scale it's just unhappy with it. It's like all the hype of the ETFs, all that hype, all that type of stuff. Where's the new money coming from? There's a lot of new money that comes in. It needs to come into BTC to get people interested.
Spot coin. Keyword is spot coin.
Yeah.
It's not even the ETFs. It's got to go because we've now are seeing there's a ton of money coming into the ETFs. I mean, literally billions. Yeah, we don't see it here into the spot coin. Oh, I'm looking at Tron. Sorry.
I didn't have your chart.
Talking about. No, it's okay. All right. And when you look at BTC, I mean, we see movement, but this chart is based off the spot coin. So this is almost becoming, like, oh, we have X amount of money coming in, but where's like we're not seeing it in the actual charts.
Right.
So I think it's one of those things that the institutions are almost getting it in a sense. I mean, and I don't know if they're buying OTC through the foundation of Bitcoin, where they're actually sitting there saying, look, we're going to come and give us amount, right? Like, where are they buying the BTC?
Well, see, that's a good question. And Anton brings that up exactly here. He says, let's focus on long-term holding or hodling, whatever you want to say. What happens when a ton of people just hold? There's nothing, there's fewer tokens to buy and sell. And so
you can short it easier.
So it just doesn't.
That's what that is for.
Yes, you can short it easier because there's fewer buyers out, fewer tokens out there for people to buy and sell. So the market ultimately, if the small things can push the market up higher, like Michael Saylor coming in and buying, but he needs to buy from someone. Right? There needs to be sellers. If people are going to pump the market and buy it up, that means someone's got to be selling it. This isn't a minting game. I mean, the miners are. Oh, these poor miners. Oh man, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for these companies that bet their future and went public. And there's a lot of them here in Canada that the miners went public and levered up the company to buy the newest mining stuff, and bought hundreds of millions of dollars of stuff. And then the price, and if you track the cost to produce, a Bitcoin mining win, it's very close to the price of Bitcoins of like 500-day moving average type stuff. It kind of mirrors that. And when the price goes down, they're mining that shit for free. And then they turn them off and the difficulty goes down. And then it gets easier, and so they turn them back on. And it's kind of self-balances. But all these companies, they got debt payments. And it's not like the old days where guys had racks of this stuff in their basement. And then if suddenly they're like, hey, my electric bill just went up and I'm not making money, they can just turn their miners off and not do anything till the price comes back up. These public companies now, they got that debt payment. They're like, well, you got a $50 million note due tomorrow. How much money you got? He's like, well, we got about $40.
It's funny. I was talking to somebody. So they become very efficient at cost base, right? Being able to produce a Bitcoin. I know I was talking to the CEO personally, and I said, so what's your base? And he goes, honestly, it's about $6,000 a Bitcoin, $6,000 to $15,000. And I said, is that during like, nominal times where nobody's, he goes, no. He goes, it's the $6,000 at nominal time, 15,000 is at peak time. And I go, even at the high? He goes, yeah, at the highs, because the way we've been able to generate energy, like I said, Bitcoin has become extremely, extremely efficient at literally proof of work being able to be established at creating a way, because you have to figure out ways to make money if you're going to do this, right? And
Hello
so
there, Dar Baby. Dar Baby says hello there, ladies.
Dar baby,
Hi, Dar Baby. We're doing pretty good. My lady voice.
So like, I think it's really interesting to see what's happening. And additionally to that, it was Michael Saylor was interviewed on Bloomberg yesterday. It was yesterday or the day before. And somebody asked him, one of the guys asked him and simply just said, so what are your thoughts on the fact that there's so much energy usage on Bitcoin when it comes to mining? And from a green standpoint, he looked at him, he ignored the question at first, and then the guy kind of reiterated the question, and he said, it has been substantially, it's been proven and substantially, what's the right one to use? It's been substantiated that all that is a farce and a lie, and I'm not going to even talk about that anymore, and just moved on, because the reality is this is, it's very efficient. If you get into the game, you're making money down at these lower levels, and then you're selling it to people up in here. So it's one of those things that it is a lie. It's almost like what's a folklore that used to be kind of true but no longer really just isn't. What's the word I want to use? I'm trying to think. What's even an apple a day, they've actually substantiated the claims, and it's actually true to eat an apple a day is actually really good for you, because of polyphenols in the skin. What is give me something that we grew up believing and then realized it just wasn't true.
A myth?
Yeah, like a myth. Like it's
grandma's tales.
Well, but the thing is but I'm going to say it used to be true, but isn't anymore, because of just things have changed. It's like the idea of Bitcoin used to take a lot of energy, but now there's so much stuff out there. I mean, it's just more efficient. It's just so much more efficient, and its ability to be able to change on a dime and usage. It's not like Bitcoin is an antiquated system that we have to sit there and prop up to keep moving like the current Swift system. But no, it's like a high-tech moving company that has been established as a good company, and now because there's so much money that comes into it, dude, it allows for innovation, and it's able to switch on a dime. Even though it's a juggernaut of a system, it can switch on a dime because of the way it was designed, the efficiency of it.
Right. And people actually make money, like recently in the Texas storm, doing nothing. Hold on, I gotta get an email from a vendor here that I'm getting some graphics made here. I gotta deal with that for a second here.
That's all right. We'll talk about a couple more other things. Yeah, I want a good point, Dar Baby. Smoking is safe. That used to be touted as a really good thing, and we know that nicotine is actually good, or I don't say good for the brain, but it allows you. It can be used as a neurotropic, right? Like boom. So people would go through and they would smoke a cigarette, and they would actually do better in certain aspects of things, right? It pumps the blood in a lot of areas, but it jacks up the lungs. So it's. But now we realize, every time you smoke a cigarette, I think it takes off an hour of your life. No, it's not an hour.
I think they said every 15. Every cigarette 7 minutes of your life or something like that.
Yeah, maybe
whatever it is, something like that.
Yeah. But the reality is that was just an old wise tale, right? But it's like one of those things. But here's the thing, like now Bitcoin is so more efficient that it's just silly to say little statements like that, because you prove that you're not educated. Like you just don't understand. It's like somebody who talks and they really don't know what like whenever I hear some people talk about trading, right? And I mean the actual trading part of like charting, like I know instantly, they're talking. We were actually, I was looking at one video of a guy who talks about crypto quite a bit, and he was talking about trading. And then he talked about the 60-40 rule. in taxation for futures, and he completely flipped it and got it upside down and wrong in the video. So he goes through, he writes out his script, he shoots the video, he edits the video, and he's talking about this law where he's completely off. I knew instantly the guy doesn't trade. I'm like, you don't trade, you don't know what you're talking about, and so you've never done taxes. It's so it was one of those things that it was just like, oh my goodness, he's a chumbalone. um Mr. Tom and Pedro, what's up? What's up? Good to see you. Timmy. Oh, dude, I just realized something. We can do Timmy's voice. Timmy for Fuentes. That is totally what we're going to be doing. What's up, Timmy? Fuentes, Mr. Timmy. So it's just very frustrating. And here's another side thing that kind of blew me away. Kamala Harris is actually leading the polls in relationship to
on Polymarket?
Trump. Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, she was up 50% to 49%.
Yeah, I was like, what? Look, and here's the thing. I was listening to Crypto O, or what's her name? Wendy O.
Yep.
Crypto O. Wendy O. And what's her name she kind of reached out. She's gotten some flack for trying to work with what's her name? With Kamala. And Vice President Kamala, forgive me for I mean no disrespect. But it's the idea behind this that she's like, listen, we gotta deal with these people. We gotta work with the institutions that we have so that we can see a movement forward in crypto. And so she's trying, Kamala's asked for advisors and stuff that she can do to help her understand crypto on a higher level. She's into hearing it. So a bunch of people are saying, dude, she doesn't care about crypto. She's just doing that for the votes. So regardless of yes or no, it's still one of those things that we got to deal with. To get us to the next level, we've got to sit there and deal with the current monarchy so they can understand what's actually happening. And I think she made a good point. But on the back end, she got so much flack from people saying, how dare you want to deal and talk with Vice President Harris. And the reality is this. The only reason why, I pray, man, that Trump, I right now am a single issue voter. It's if you are pro crypto, I am pro you. Right. That's it. Because I believe that crypto allows us to have self-custody and be able to have the ability to be able to pull away from the matrix. And I hate to use the word matrix because that's what Andrew Tate talks about, right? But there is a type of matrix here in America that does govern us, right? And so this will allow us, in case they should want to shut down and bring in more harsh rules in this matrix, we have an avenue to be able to do what we need to do.
Hey, Pedro,
right outside. Yeah,
I gotta call the graphics people. So why don't you go over a few projects or something like that and have a discussion? I'll try to put comments up on the screen here, but I'll be back in a minute.
All right, and so that's it. That's my rant for that. But let's go ahead and check out some of these charts here. You guys, if you got any questions, let us know what's up. Also, I want to talk about Pump.fun. Pedro talking over. Yeah, right.
Jose Fine on Kick. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
What's up, Mr. Jesus is back again. What's up? How you doing, brother? Pedro talking over. I don't understand. Maybe I need to read this. San Fran loves Kamala, laugh out loud. Yeah, right. Pedro talking over. Oh, dump fun. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's because Pump.fun is huge. There's 60% of Solana money volume coming in. So it's one of those things that I'm looking at this going like, wow, like it is impressive that one organization could be producing so much money. I mean, absolutely. So the idea that we're seeing it move a whole entire blockchain is impressive, really impressive. But on the back end, if they decide, like me and Tom were talking before the show, and simply just saying that, and I'm going to remove this here real quick. That they have that ability to be able to garner that much power over something that if we were to see something like that on a lot of other blockchains, right? Let's say we see like a Pump.fun on BNB, right? Where it's just something that, comes and they really start to push it. That's, and I know a lot of those tokens potentially are scams, and scammers will scam, but it just, you always get like some, silver lining out of the storm. So it's going to be really interesting to see as we keep progressing what Pump.fun is going to turn into, because they are literally making a lot of money. A lot of money is coming into them, and that money will be able to be used to create new type of programs, new type of when I say programs, I mean programs as in like what new technologies are they going to develop, with all that cash. Because one thing about money, it does help out when it comes to creating new technologies. The reason why we have AI right now is really because the people who got so much money, and a lot of people are developing it, that they were like, oh shoot, let's develop this even more. So anyways, long story short, Pump.fun is definitely bringing in. I mean, they are juggernauts in Solana, and they're definitely moving it. Dump fun, AI, yeah, dude, AI. It's one of those things. You want me to go over AI, Jesus, or you want me to simply you were just saying AI?
Pedro, I'm on hold real quick here.
Yeah,
What I wanted to talk about was all the things that you hit earlier. The Pump.fun people are what'd you say? It was something like 63% or something of Solana's
yeah.
volume on the good days here. And is that any good for a whole blockchain to be beholden to a meme coin that's arguably run by people that nobody knows?
Yeah.
Nobody on it's doxed. Nobody's on it is, is there any KYC with any of that stuff? No, of course not. It's you got 0.2 Solana in your wallet. Yes, you can start a token.
Well, it depends, right? Because I mean, yes, they're worth billions. I mean, they're probably not worth billions of dollars. Pump.fun. I mean, with the amount of money that they have brought in and everything that correlates with it, right? Because it's basically a business, and all they're doing is just servers. All these are just servers. So they're buying servers, and servers are cheap. So the reality is is they're bringing in so much cash that it'd be silly for them not to do something with it. I mean, like you can only chill on the beach for so long before it gets boring.
Right. And
I mean,
Solana was down
yeah,
to 111 the other day.
yeah.
I mean, it was at 220 its high recently, so it's down 50%. But it's already back up with the trading today. 160 was 153.
Yeah, 157, 160.
And this article's talking about their short seller positions and all that. But meme coins built surged on Solana, increasing their volume 35% in one day. Leading gainers in Solana include Dog with Hat, Bonk, with Popcat. Hey, I gotta run, Pedro. I'll be right back.
No worries. No, yeah, and I think one of those things, I think as Tom was saying, is that I don't think it is safe, right? Like the reality is that if they decide to walk away and do something else, right? Which I wouldn't, because I mean the amount of money that imagine having your own self-generating income, right? It's just exploding, right? Like, why would it stop unless there would be a competitor, as I was talking about earlier, that potentially could see come down the road. So, but from a standpoint of one blockchain that is, dependent on them, I don't think that's good. I don't think that is. But ultimately, we all knew that BNB, right, had all the scam coins and a lot of that stuff were on BNB, but Airbnb also moved forward with a bunch of stuff that they had, right? Binance really did a lot with trading. So the fact is that it'd be smart for Solana to just set something up in that sense, right, to create another trading platform. They actually create a real good trading platform where you can move your stops easily. You can, that's the other thing I really wish would happen, is that you could actually have a platform that would be like a retail platform within TriFi trading, right? That would be great, instead of having to sit there and play with it and put it manually with your hands. I mean, if any type of firm tried to set something like that up in TriFi, dude, it would be dead. There's just nobody would take it. Nobody would buy into it unless the fees were so small and they were literally almost paying you to trade. Right? That's the only way. But right now in crypto, trading platforms in crypto suck. Anyways, I'm on a rant. But I think it's one of those things that I think I would love to be able to sit there and I'm just going to use, this. Let's use trading view here for a second, right? If I wanted to trade, we'll do. I always forget how to use trading view in this sense. Is it right here? We'll just do paper trade right here. Boom, connect. Right, like if I'm sitting there and I don't want to make a trade, right, or something of that nature. No, where is it at? Where is the dome for trading? For trade. Column setup. Let me see this here real quick. I think I could just do this right. So like, look, even this right here is okay, but this, I would love to be able to sit there and we'll just say, I'm going to short this here real quick. Boom, right? So I can sit there, I grab this, I can do this, boom, and my target's right here. That's simple and easy. I would love to be able to do that. Like with these other trading platforms, right? Like that would be dope, and you can't do that. You can't do that. It's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. And I would love to be able to do that. Real simple and easy, and then I can sit there and say, okay, I want to play off of this, right? Like XYZ, be able to go down to a smaller time frame and be able to play off of it, right? Like I just don't understand why it's so hard to do that in crypto in this sense. I mean, we are the most advanced financial system in the world out there right now, and we can't create a good trading platform, like a really, really, really good, like state-of-the-art platform that we see in TriFi, for retail traders. Anyways, again, another rant. I apologize. Let's go ahead and move back on to some of these charts here. So Solana, check out Solana here real quick. Solana is definitely hitting these a higher time frame SMAs. Let's pull up the boom. Here we go. So we have a weekly zone sitting right here at the 20-period moving average. We did close below these moving average, so always when you close below, expect it to pull back up and get some extra orders here. So you can see here's what's happening. We bounced off of that 50-period moving average on Solana on the weekly. So Solana, excuse me, not Solana. I don't know why I said that. On Solana, so you can see here that we hit it and we're bounce back up. So we're testing here. We'll see if this holds for this week. I expect to see, since we went up first, or we went down on Monday, but we've climbed back up since Monday. I expect to see some type of sell-off today or tomorrow, maybe typically ending right here about this level here. We'll see what happens, but that's typically what I like to see. We're going to test this 8 as well as this 20-period moving average. So I'm looking at 166, like a short-term sell-off on an intraday level. So I'll be looking to see how we come into that 166 area on intraday level or intraday trade. We should see some response to that. So if you guys trade off of that, expect to see it come down a little bit further. But not necessarily. We could see it come back down and tap that 8-period moving average. Be that like that 148-ish area. Let's check out TON. TON just got listed on Binance. So we should see some volume step into TON here Is it going to pull back to these higher levels? It potentially could come back. I'm kind of upset that it didn't go any further. I still expect to see this kind of sell off because I do expect I expect Bitcoin and Ethereum to see a sell off. So something that I'm looking at. We look at the 20 period moving average as we come, which is sitting at that $6.46 area. You should be able to start to see a push down from that. This pretty much indicates that there is that 20 period moving average up here. So we're tapping to see if we can get above that. It's going to be really interesting to see TON if it's able to push through these levels here. That 8 period is an institutional level, as well as on the weekly 20. These are higher time frame SMAs that we got to fight against. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Check out ADA. ADA is really interesting. We came down into our level. I did pick some up at 29 cents, 28 cents area here, which is really nice. I was pretty happy about that. We are coming down to a dynamic supply area off of this 8 period moving average. So if it can muster up enough volume to come in, then we're probably going to go up. But as you see right here, we're not seeing a lot of volume come in. And then on Monday, we saw so much sellers that I would expect to see it come down, pull back into the 8, and then to put in a new leg as we come back down. So we'll see what happens here, though. Give me 1 second. Do you guys have anything you want me to look at? What platform do you recommend, Pedro? I personally use from TriFi. I use why am I forgetting what it's called? Not TradingView. Come on, brain, you got this. Sierra Charts. Holy crap! But that's more of like Sierra Charts does not have a manual. You don't call people up. But I personally like it because I'm able to I can adjust anything on their platform. But I know a lot of people use Tradeovate. Or I also had a friend of mine who's he absolutely loves what platform is that? Why am I forgetting what it's called? From a platforms. But again, this is all futures for TriFi.
The CME thing, don't you?
Yeah. I use I use the futures on the CME, but he's asking what platform do I use, and I use not TradeStation. That's the one. TradeStation. A lot of people like TradeStation. They have a great platform, how they set things up. The only problem is I hear that they have horrible customer service. They're just dicks over there. So it's kind of hard, just saying. So get away from Coinbase. And no, it's not what I'm saying. It's that I don't understand why Coinbase and a lot of these other ones don't allow you to be able to quickly move and get in and out of the market. Why don't they have a dome that allows them to be able to trade off of simple and easy? Why don't they have chart trading that I can get into a trade? Like, for example, let's say I want to get into this trade right here I want to go short here, right? Like it meets my rules. I want to go short here. Boom, boom. And so I go short. All right, boom. I can then move my stop, right? My target here, my stop right here quickly, right? Or we could trade off the dome where there's a dome that sits right next to the chart, and you see price movement going up and down, and I simply just hit the little, and I don't understand why I can't find the dome here. The dome.
The dome.
Open dome.
The dome.
There you go. Open dome. Here we go. Like, that's what I mean right here. So you just go boom. We get in, and you can see I can move my positions right here. I can move my stops back and forth, like right here, and you can sit there and see it, right? Here's my limit, right? I can move my limit up here or down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends what I want to do, but like it makes trading a lot easier, instead of having to sit there and physically type in what I want.
They need the dome. They need the dome. I don't have any idea what the dome is.
We'll say short. Boom. We'll put our boom.
Sorry, guys. I
boom.
clicked my microphone off, but accidentally clicked Pedro's off there for the last 60 seconds or so.
All right. No sound left allowed. Coinbase Advanced. Can Coinbase Advanced do that? Laugh aloud. Pedro, start over. Ah. Lost Pedro. Oh, okay. I got you guys. Boom. No sound. There you are. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. But these I just think these levels here, I like this level. I remember seeing the level when it first launched back on this day, and somebody asked me like, where are the levels that you would pick? I said I had a level right here where we saw it come down. This was the $1.08, and we saw it bounce off here. And then I think I had another level at, I don't know if it was the 91 cent, but it was really like, it was 3 levels. I remember having it on my chart. And it was like one right here, one right here, or right here. And the other one was like down here. And we talked about that. But, you know, it's just now it's coming back down. And again, ARB has a huge fan base. People are religious about this company, right? So again, I'm not going to say no. I don't know what they're going to develop. I'm going to buy in at a good price, at 30 cents.
You are
right?
fake news.
Sorry, while I'm on hold here, I was messing with the soundboard. I didn't think I was sending that over to broadcast.
I don't even know what that means. Shane.
We're powering up, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, the chart looks like it's going down. What chart you got up there, Pedro?
This is Arbitrum. I was just showing, basically just making an example of what I'm looking at, what I would like to be able to trade, and how simple I would love it to be. Because institution, TriFi could do this. We should be able to do this. And we should be able to do this in crypto more efficiently and easier. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why we don't care. We care more about the technology, which is important, than the actual usage of that technology, which should be important as well. So anyways, I digress. Tom, let me ask a quick question here.
Yes,
in
sir.
relationship to our trading platform, or the platform that we currently use, what's the ease of use of that for you?
Well, I'm a new person at this, using that, and I find it pretty easy. I have not found, they say that there's some advanced trading tools on it. I've not found them yet. Although I currently don't have any money on the platform because I pulled it off to use for our event coming up here. And so I can't go explore. I should have left 5 cents on it.
Hello?
1 second.
While Tom is still doing that, it's just really interesting to see what's actually happening.
Yeah.
With the...
No, sorry, Pedro. I'm actually on the hold my electric company also trying to solve why my credit card doesn't work with them. But I find that it's pretty easy to use, and what I haven't found yet is being able to drag your stops and to move them around, because I would like to be able to do that, because it reminds you to move them so you're always in the profits, or you're minimizing your loss.
Yeah.
And BidFi, which we've been using all week and past couple of weeks, and telling people that they, if they want to learn how to short things and how to use perpetuals, even without leverage, just
learn how to use it.
You can go short just like a spot market, just like using your wallet to buy something, and to do it. And on that note, BidFi is sponsoring us at the Blockchain Futurist Convention coming up here next week. Now, hold on.
All right. On a side note, it's been really interesting that, and I don't know how legit this is, but it's almost kind of scared that United Kingdom authorities begin arresting citizens for social media posts that the government deem hateful. That can be scary.
Very scary. That's complete BS that they don't have freedom of speech in England anymore, or in the United Kingdom. Nope.
So that is real then. That's not just a headline that just flew through my system here.
Well, Canada's trying to pass those laws too, and they're trying to. The one Canada, it's called the Online Harms Act. They're trying to pass one that they can pre-arrest you before you say it, if they believe you're going to say it. How about that? It's like the Minority Report. Oh, you're going to commit a crime.
Exactly like the
Your profile says that you're likely to post terroristic threats or offensive stuff. And guess who gets to decide if it's offensive? The Human Rights Court. Human Rights Court in Canada gets to decide. And they can delegate it to whoever they want. And the guess who they appoint to human rights courts?
To liberals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. To the woke people that they've packed onto the that. So it's just like you make any sort of insult at a workplace, like something you think is fun, like he's just such a wop. Don't bring, like the old adage, that's just like a wop, bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's a famous line from a movie.
Yeah.
And even that's like, oh, that you can't say that. Someone can go take you to the human rights court and sue you for that. And you're like, I'm just talking. It's a movie line. It's not a movie. It's on Netflix. Nope.
Dude, that's just scary, man.
Yep.
That is absolutely scary. Dude, that's going to just want to push people to the United States, man. I mean, in all reality, knowing that you can't talk, like you can't even joke around online and make fun of people. You could literally go to jail for that. That is insanity for me. And what happens if you start to make fun of the government and the government doesn't like it?
That's the next step. So it's always the next step. And I don't understand, because it was passed by the Parliament in the United Kingdom, by Westminster. They actually sat there and passed a law saying that for things you say with your mouth, you can go to jail. I mean, and these aren't things like, I'm threatening someone or I'm slandering someone and not, or
because already laws for that.
Go to jail. It's just it's for things you say. The old sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Nope. That's out. Words now hurt. I mean, someone can insult me all day. They can sit there and say, what a blah, blah, blah. He's a midget, short person, unableist, woke, poo-poo, nanny, foony, finny. That's your opinion. It's not mine.
Poo-poo.
Tried to get some. I had to say some things that YouTube wouldn't grab in the
right. Poo-poo, fanny.
So we don't.
So give me that. I get you, but what was that? That was absolutely hilarious. Poo-poo, fanny.
Possibly make that up again.
That is so good. Poo-poo, fanny, something panny.
Poo-poo, nanny, fanny, or something like that.
Yeah, poo-poo, fanny, hanny, hanny, manny. Say it again. I'm gonna go back and look at that.
Well, it is recorded on 9 different platforms here.
Oh, nice, dude. That was absolutely epic, dude. That is absolutely 100 positively epic. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there going like, this is great. This is great entertainment, people here. As you guys can see, if you guys don't mind, please hit that heart button, like button. I'd appreciate it. That would mean a lot to us. And we get the feedback. Alrighty.
That was
Yeah,
just me
babe.
checking on the Twitter feed there. Twitter likes to reopen the audio on their feeds in their broadcast studio thing. When all the other ones, if you put it on mute, it's on mute forever until you turn it back on. Twitter just likes to turn it back on. And you click it, refresh the page, turns it back on. So every time you hear yourself talking back into you, it's because I'm feeding the browser back to you.
Oh, nice.
From Twitter. Twitter. If I put it on mute, what does that mean? It means I want it on mute.
Yeah.
And you know what Twitter's saying right now? Our name is X, you doofus. But we've had 100 views, Pedro.
I noticed that. Definitely noticed that. We appreciate you guys all the more.
Every time
That's
let's
what's
just
up,
keep talking pump fun, pump fun, pump fun, pump fun.
Pump fun it up, dude. Pump fun has some pump funds that pump the fun.
Yeah,
Pump
I
it up.
had.
Good.
Hello?
Go ahead, man.
Still on hold. I had a nice, fun thing to talk about. I've got the pump fun screen up, and I had a plan to have some fun with it. But the whole solving the graphics issues for our booth. I don't know if you guys don't know. I just happen to own a trade show booth. just happen to own one from previous days. It's not a booth. It's like a table with a truss around it and stuff like that you would put in a booth. And we're gonna make it our mobile studio at the event at the Blockchain Futures Convention here. It requires setup. And if you could look over here, I turned it on, but I've got cameras. I've got wires out the kazoo. I'm testing microphones to make sure everything works. And that I have all the wires. How many of you have said, "Oh, no problem, I'll just plug that in," and you're like, "Honey, where's the wire? Oh, I put it away somewhere." Oh, you never see it again. So I have to plug everything in, make it work, and then I have to haul all this stuff from Ottawa all the way to Toronto. Set it up, and hopefully have fun, and hopefully turn this DYOR Media Network into a sensation.
Sensation. That would be absolutely amazing.
I do have an announcement for those of you that are still listening, especially those of you on Twitter or on X.
And those from Pump Fun, because they're pumping the fun.
On Wednesday. No, I'm sorry, on Tuesday of the show, Tuesday the 13th, at 2:30 Eastern Time. That's GM UTC -4. We're gonna have the CEO of Coinbase on our show, Coinbase Canada. we will be having the CEO of Coinbase on our show. 2:30.
For Canada.
Got a 2:30 interview with him, and I'm probably gonna do it live. I'm probably gonna do it live because I like to be live and that type of stuff. Unless there's something going on in the show hall in which we're not allowed to be live at the time because of noise and lights and stuff like that. Then it'll be recorded. But it's the CEO of Coinbase Canada. It's gonna be on our show, and hold on a sec. Let me. Lucas Matheson, CEO of Coinbase Canada, Tuesday, August 13th at 2:30. It's a big feather in our cap to be to get have people respond to us when we ask for an interview.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, since we're official media partners of the Blockchain Futures Conference, which is comprised of ETH Toronto, ETH Women, Crypto Week Canada, and a bunch of other events. But essentially, it's the speaking and trade show booths at this event. Blockchain Futurist. It's a big thing for us. And I hope all 6 of you viewers here tune in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's almost one of those things though. It's like, honestly, I shout out to all those 6 viewers who are still watching us, man. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys do a lot. And just simply, the days that we get, I mean, I was listening to crypto news, crypto life news. He was doing a 36-hour show. I'm just like, that is ruthless. I can barely handle a 2-hour show, let alone a a 6-hour show. So it was one of those moments that I sat there and said, that is respect. Like, he's still going live. It's Crypto News Alert. If you go look at his thing, he's streaming for literally 36 hours. I actually just clicked on this thing. He's not here right now, but
Uh,
go ahead.
Dar Baby, it's August 13th at 2:30 p.m.
Oh yeah. I got him. I was chatting him up yesterday, and he said, if you guys retweet me, I will become friends with you. I was like, check that out, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, did
So I'm now.
the guy stay the whole time on, or did he take a, like, I'll be back in an hour and take a power nap?
So yeah, I think he went in for probably a few hours. He's no longer there anymore, but he's still live streaming, and it's really curious that he's got a lot of views right now, like legit. Like, I'm like, wow. So I wonder if you remember we've talked about viewership on there, right? If you had 1 million, what is it? If you hit 1 million people, how much do they pay you? Like, I forget exactly, but it's something kind of crazy when I was
Every
looking at.
the way YouTube works, you get a cost per thousand, rate per thousand.
This is on X.
Oh, on X. He was on X, not on YouTube. I have no idea how they pay you on X. They don't pay you just for advertisements, because they don't really run advertisements in your streams. They pay you for engagements with people talking in your feed, and then those people see advertisements in your X feed. So I really don't. All I know is that when I click the monetization button on X, we are nowhere even close to
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just number of followers. It's how many weekly interactions you have and all that type of stuff. And it's a lot more than we get. You guys gotta retweet more and you know what? You need to get in arguments. You get in arguments, and then you get the rando people and the Russian troll bots coming.
Oh yes, that's what we need.
But they derate political discussions because they know none of those people are buying anything. They're all just morons that are arguing with each other. Your guy, no my guy. No, your guy, no my guy. Oh yeah, well this news article said this, and this news article. Those are very low rated. But if you have a real discussion and people are exchanging information and links, and the AI can determine that it's a learning experience, people get paid pretty well. And a lot of these guys in crypto security that post those things and they have discussions on it about what happened, and it gets a lot of engagement. Those guys make a lot of money. I mean, they can make they can make thousands and thousands of dollars. So you have to be able to get to 1 million people, and you got to have thousands of people comment. Then you can make some money on it.
So when we get to 1 million people, which we will sooner or later, that will allow us to be able to blow it up on our friend X platform. Hopefully. I like it.
Hopefully.
Just a matter when, not if.
Let's see. Anyway, Pedro,
how you doing over there, bud?
I got to get going here. I'm gonna have to leave
gotcha.
and go over to the printing place here soon. And I didn't get accomplished what I wanted to at all on the show today, because the regular world and getting ready for the show, and the regular world interrupted it. But anyway, the summary of what I wanted to talk about obviously was just and I thought our thumbnail here was pretty good. I made 2 AI clown faces. I was trying to get the look, like the cartoon look when the eyes bug out of the head, like booga, and then pop back in. And this was the best I could do, and I didn't want to edit it or come up with any more prompts on AI to try anymore. So
I liked it, man. It looks good. It looks real good.
And it was also a blatant attempt to get the Pump.fun crowd into our stream and get the viewers up, which seemed to have worked on.
Dude, we have 100 views
on
right
X
now
today.
on live. Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely worked. I am so impressed, bro. Like, I know people are like, "What?" I'm being serious. Like, that isn't. You don't understand how hard it is to like really get people to check you out on accidentally pump it. So right now we're going to take whatever we can because we just want the algorithm to sit there and say, you know what, these guys are growing, these guys are getting bigger, and then they give us more people. And we've gotten a few people in here today who listen to us on here right now. We've been able to pull them in right off of the algorithm that we use. So hoorah. I took a screenshot. Almost naked women and people hurting themselves by accident gets views. I would say that's about right. Dude, when we had the girl with the big boobs on your thing, remember, dude, that thing got, what was it? Like 1,000 or what was it?
Shameless.
It was like 3,200 views. Literally off of just a girl and her boobs. And she was covered. I was just so shocked, bro, that I was just like, you know what we need to do? We need to put my face, okay, on a girl.
This we can do, Pedro. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the schedule up here. It doesn't seem to be rotating. We'll be on likely ranting tomorrow. Pedro will be leading the spaces tomorrow, so tune in for that. And then next week, we won't have a regular show on Monday because we're going to be at the setup for the show. But we'll probably go live here and there in order to test out our systems and things like that. Would love your interaction. If you see it, the notification, we're going live for a reason to check on things and make sure things are working. So tune in, comment, all that type of stuff. And then on, I'm not exactly sure of the schedule on Tuesday and Thursday, except for we get interviews. We've got another one scheduled also, scheduled by a PR person. And let's see if I got this right here. There it is. Tuesday, August 13th, at the Blockchain Futurist Conference. And of course, Wednesday, the 14th, will be there as well. Pedro,
you know what we need to do?
What's that?
Actually, I was interrupted. Go ahead, keep going.
No, go ahead. What do we need to do?
I was like, we need to go through and get Zach to boost that. Then we're going to be on their show. So
yeah, I was just chatting with Zach, and we're going to have a little PR push here starting tomorrow in his Breakfast Club thing.
It'll be fun.
Hello? You there, Pedro?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Hold on a sec. Hello?
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and let's close off the show. As Tom goes through. Hey, let's go ahead and close off the show here real quick. Guys, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate you. Tomorrow, we'll be on with, as Tom said, Full Rant Friday. Come check us out. Again, I'll be around 12:30. And it'll be, last time it went 3 hours. I was shocked that it went 3 hours. But come check us out. Plan to be for only about an hour, all right? Anything else to say, Tom?
I have just this to say. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. So glad to have hosted another episode of the show. We'll see you tomorrow on Full Rant Friday.